BBC World Service Play of the Week. Following last February's broadcast of William Shakespeare's Henry IV Part 1, the same distinguished cast brings you Henry IV Part 2.
England, 1403. Henry IV's reign as the English king's been beset by problems, both personal and political. His eldest son, Harry, Prince of Wales, is a frequenter of taverns and bawdy houses, and his circle of friends includes the notorious fat knight Sir John Falstaff, who's constantly seeking money to pay for his exuberantly licentious lifestyle. The king has many political enemies, chiefly amongst those who helped him seize the crown from the hapless Richard II, murdered at Pomfret Castle. But as our play starts, King Henry has achieved some respite, crushing the armed uprising of Sir Henry Percy, Harry Hotspur, at the Battle of Shrewsbury, and reconciling himself with his eldest son, who, by killing Hotspur, has enhanced his wavering reputation. News of the king's victory has not, however, filtered through to the bulk of the country. Many people are receiving very different messages.
Open your ears. For which of you will stop the vent of hearing when loud rumour speaks? I, from the Orient to the drooping west, making the wind my post-horse, still unfold the axe commenced on this ball of earth. Upon my tongue's continuous slanders ride, for which in every language I pronounce, stuffing the ears of men with false reports. I speak of peace, while covert enmity under the smile of safety wounds the world. And who but rumour? Who but only I make fearful musters and prepared defence, whilst the big ear, swoln with some other grief, is thought with child by the stern tyrant war, and no such matter. Rumour is a pipe blown by surmises, jealousies, conjectures, and of so easy and so plain a stop that the blunt monster with uncounted heads, the still discordant, wavering multitude, can play upon it. But what need I thus my well-known body to anatomize among my household? Why is rumour here? I run before King Harry's victory, who in a bloody field by Shrewsbury hath beaten down young Hotspur and his troops, quenching the flame of bold rebellion even with the rebels' blood. But what mean I to speak so true at first? My office is to noise abroad that Harry Monmouth fell under the wrath of noble Hotspur's sword, and that the king before the Douglas rage stooped his anointed head as low as death. This have I rumoured through the peasant towns between that royal field of Shrewsbury and this worm-eaten hold of Ragged Stone, where Hotspur's father, old Northumberland, lies crafty sick. The posts come tiring on, and not a man of them brings other news than they have learned of me. From rumour's tongues they bring smooth comforts false, worse than true wrongs.
Henry IV Part 2 by William Shakespeare, starring Julian Glover as King Henry IV, Jamie Glover as Henry, Prince of Wales, and Timothy West as Sir John Falstaff. Henry IV Part 2.
Who keeps the gate here? Ho! Where is the Earl?
What shall I say you are?
Tell thou the Earl that the Lord Bardolph doth attend him here.
His lordship has walked forth into the orchard. Please it, your honour, knock but at the gate, and he himself will answer.
Here comes the Earl.
What news, Lord Bardolph? Every minute now should be the father of some stratagem. The times are wild. Contention, like a horse full of high feeding, madly hath broke loose and bears down all before him.
Noble Earl, I bring you certain news from Shrewsbury.
Good, and God will.
As good as heart can wish. The king is almost wounded to the death, and in the fortune of my lord your son, Prince Harry, slain outright, and both the Blunts killed by the hand of Douglas. Young Prince John and Westmoreland and Stafford fled the field, and Harry Monmouth's brawn, the hulk Sir John, is prisoner to your son. Oh, such a day, so fought, so followed, and so fairly won, came not till now to dignify the times since Caesar's fortunes.
How is this derived? Saw you the field? Came you from Shrewsbury?
I spake with one, my lord, that came from thence. A gentleman well-bred and of good name, that freely rendered me these news for true.
Here comes my servant Travers, whom I sent on Tuesday last to listen after news.
My lord, I overrode him on the way, and he is furnished with no certainties more than he haply made it tale from me.
Now, Travers, what good tidings comes with you?
My lord, Lord Bardolph turned me back with joyful tidings, and being better horse outrode me. After him came spurring hard a gentleman, almost forspent with speed, that stopped by me to breathe his bloodied horse. He asked the way to Chester, and of him I did demand what news from Shrewsbury. He told me that rebellion had bad luck, and that young Harry Percy's spur was cold. With that he gave his able horse the head, and bending forward struck his armoured heels against the panting sides of his poor jade up to the rowel head, and starting so he seemed him running to devour the way, saying no longer question.
Again? Said he, young Harry Percy's spur was cold? Of Hotspur? Cold spur? That rebellion had met ill luck?
My lord, I'll tell you what, if my young lord, your son, have not the day, upon mine honour for a silken point, I'll give my barony. Never talk of it.
Why should that gentleman that rode by Travers give them such instances of loss?
Who, he? He was some hilding fellow that had stolen the horse he rode on, and upon my life spoke at a venture. Look, here comes more news.
Oh, yeah, this man's brow, like to a title leaf, foretells the nature of a tragic volume. So looks the strand whereon the imperious flood hath left a witness usurpation. Say, Morton, didst thou come from Shrewsbury?
I ran from Shrewsbury, my noble lord, where hateful death put on his ugliest mask to fright our party.
How doth my son and brother? Thou tremblest, and the whiteness in thy cheek is apter than any tongue to tell thy errand. Yet, speak, Morton. Tell thou an earl his divination lies, and I will take it as a sweet disgrace and make thee rich for doing me such wrong.
You are too great to be by me gainsaid. Your spirit is too true, your fears too certain.
Yet for all this say not that Percy's dead.
I am sorry I should force you to believe that which I would to God I had not seen. But these mine eyes saw him in bloody state, rendering faint quittance, wearied and outbreathed, to Harry Monmouth, whose swift wrath beat down the never-daunted Percy to the earth, from whence with life he never more sprung up. The sum of all is that the king hath won, and hath sent a speedy power to encounter you, my lord, under the conduct of young Lancaster and Westmoreland. This is the news at full.
For this I shall have time enough to mourn. In poison there is physic, and these news, having been well that would have made me sick, being sick have in some measure made me well. Hence, therefore, thou nice crutch, a scaly gauntlet now with joints of steel must glove this hand, and hence, thou sickly coif, thou art a guard too wanton for the head which princes, fleshed with conquest, aim to hit. Now, bind my brows with iron, and approach the ragsed hour that time and spite dare bring to frown upon the enraged Northumberland. Let heaven kiss earth. Now let not nature's hand keep the wild flood confined. Let order die, and let this world no longer be a stage to feed contention in a lingering act. But let one spirit of the firstborn Cain reign in all bosoms, that each heart being set on bloody courses, the rude scene may end, and darkness be the barrier of the dead.
The strained passion doth be wrong, my lord.
Sweet Earl, divorce not wisdom from your honour.
The lives of all your loving complices lean on your health, the which, if you give o'er to stormy passion, must perforce decay.
We all that are engaged into this loss knew that we ventured on such dangerous seas that if we wrought our life, 'twas 10 to 1. And yet we ventured, for the gain proposed choked the respect of likely peril feared. And since we are o'erset, venture again. Come, we will all put forth body and goods.
'Tis more than time. And, my most noble lord, I hear for certain, and do speak the truth, the gentle Archbishop of York is up with well-appointed powers. He is a man who with a double surety binds his followers. My lord your son had only but the corpse, but shadows and the shows of men to fight. For that same word, rebellion, did divide the action of their bodies from their souls. This word rebellion, it had froze them up as fish are in a pond. But now the bishop turns insurrection to religion. Supposed sincere and holy in his thoughts, he's followed both with body and with mind, and doth enlarge his rising with the blood of fair King Richard, scraped from Pomfret's stones, derives from heaven his quarrel and his cause, tells them he doth bestride a bleeding land, gasping for life under great Bolingbroke, and more and less do flock to follow him.
I knew of this before, but to speak truth, this present grief had wiped it from my mind. Go in with me, and counsel every man the aptest way for safety and revenge. Get posts and letters and make friends with speed. Never so few, and never yet more need.
Sir, you giant, what says the doctor to my water?
He said, sir, the water itself was a good, healthy water, but for the party that owed it, he might have more diseases than he knew for.
Men of all sorts take a pride to gird at me. The brain of this foolish compounded clay man is not able to invent anything that tends to laughter more than I invent or is invented on me. I'm not only witty in myself, but the cause that wit is in other men. I, too, here walk before thee like a sow that hath overwhelmed all her litter but one. If the prince put thee into my service for any reason other than to set me off, why then I have no judgment. He may keep his own grace, but he's almost out of mine, I can assure him.
Sir, here comes the nobleman that committed the prince for striking him about Bardolph.
Wait close, I will not see him.
What's he that goes there?
Falstaff, and it please your lordship.
He that was in question for the robbery?
He, my lord. But he hath since done good service at Shrewsbury, and, as I hear, is now going with some charge to the Lord John of Lancaster.
What, to York? Call him back again.
Sir John Falstaff!
Boy, tell him I'm deaf.
You must speak louder. My master is deaf.
I'm sure he is, to the hearing of anything good. Go, pluck him by the elbow. I must speak with him.
Sir John!
What? A young knave and begging? Is there not wars? Is there not employment? Doth not the king lack subjects? Do not the rebels need soldiers? Hence, avaunt.
Sir, my lord would speak with you.
Sir John Falstaff, a word with you.
My good lord. God give your lordship good time of day. I'm glad to see your lordship abroad. I heard say your lordship was sick. I hope your lordship goes abroad by advice. Your lordship, though not clean past your youth, hath yet some smack of age in you, some relish of the saltness of time, and I must humbly beseech your lordship to have a reverent care of your health.
Sir John, I sent for you before your expedition to Shrewsbury.
And please, your lordship, I hear his majesty has returned with some discomfort from Wales.
I talk not of his majesty. Now, you would not come when I...
And I hear, moreover, that his highness has fallen into this same horse and apoplexy.
Well, God mend him. I pray you let me
This apoplexy is, as I take it, a kind of lethargy, and please your lordship, a kind of sleeping in the blood, the horse and tingling.
What tell you me of it? Be it as it is.
It hath its original from much grief from study and perturbation of the brain. I've read the cause of his effects in Galen. It is a kind of deafness.
I think you have fallen into the disease. You hear not what I say to you.
Very well, my lord, very well. Rather, and please you, it is the disease of not listening, the malady of not marking, that I am troubled withal.
I sent for you, when there were matters against you for your life, to come speak with me.
As I was then advised by my learned counsel in the laws of this land service, I did not come.
Well, the truth is, Sir John, you live in great infamy.
He that buckles him in my belt cannot live in less.
Your means are very slender, and your waist is great.
I would it were otherwise. I would my means were greater and my waist slenderer.
You have misled the youthful prince.
The young prince hath misled me. I am the fellow with a great belly, and he my dog.
Well, I am loath to gall a new-healed wound. Your day's service at Shrewsbury hath a little gilded over your night's exploit on Gad's Hill. You may thank the unquiet time for your quiet or posting that action.
My lord?
But since all is well, keep it so. Wake not a sleeping wolf. There's not a white hair in your face but should have his effect of gravity.
His effect of gravy?
Huh?
Gravy. Gravy.
You follow the young prince up and down like his ill angel.
You that are old, consider not the capacities of us that are young. You do measure the heat of our livers with the bitterness of your galls. And we that are in the vanguard of our youth, I must confess, are wags too.
Do you set down your name in the scroll of youth that are written down old with all the characters of age? But have you not a moist eye, a dry hand, a yellow cheek, a white beard, a decreasing leg, an increasing belly? Is not your voice broken, your wind short, your chin double, your wit single, and every part about you blasted with antiquity? And will you yet call yourself young?
Oh, fie, Sir John. My lord, I was born about 3 o'clock of the afternoon, with a white head and something around belly. For my voice I have lost it with hallooing and singing of anthems.
Oh.
To approve my youth further, I will not. The truth is, I am only old in judgment and understanding. And he that will caper with me for 1,000 marks, let him lend me the money and have at him. For the box on the ear that the prince gave you, he gave it like a rude prince, and you took it like a sensible lord. I've checked him for it, and the young lion repents.
Well, God send the prince a better companion.
God send the companion a better prince. I cannot rid my hands of him.
Well, the king hath severed you and Prince Harry. I hear you are going with Lord John of Lancaster against the Archbishop and the Earl of Northumberland.
There is not a dangerous action can peep out his head, but I am thrust upon it. Well, I cannot last ever. I would to God my name were not so terrible to the enemy as it is. I were better to be eaten to death with a rust than to be scoured to nothing with perpetual motion.
Well, be honest, and God bless your expedition.
Will your lordship lend me £1,000 to furnish me forth?
What? Not a penny. Not a penny. You're too impatient to bear crosses. Fare you well. Commend me to my cousin Westmoreland.
If I do, fillip me with a 3-man beetle.
Thus have you heard our cause and know our means. And, my most noble friends, I pray you all, speak plainly your opinions of our hopes. And first, Lord Marshal, what say you to it?
Lord Archbishop, I well allow the occasion of our arms, but gladly would be better satisfied how in our means we should advance ourselves, to look with forehead bold and big enough upon the power and puissance of the king.
Our present masters grow upon the file to 25,000 men of choice, and our supplies live largely in the hope of great Northumberland, whose bosom burns with an insensate fire of injuries.
The question then, Lord Hastings, standeth thus: whether our present 25,000 may hold up head without Northumberland.
With him we may.
Yea, marry, there's the point. But if without him we be thought too feeble, my judgment is we should not step too far till we had his assistance by the hand. For in a theme so bloody-faced as this, conjecture, expectation, and surmise of aids incertain should not be admitted.
'Tis very true, Lord Bardolph, for indeed it was young Hotspur's case at Shrewsbury.
I think we are a body strong enough, even as we are, to equal with the king.
What is the king but 25,000?
To us no more, nay, not so much, Lord Bardolph, for his divisions, as the times do brawl, are in 3 heads. 1 power against the French, and 1 against Glendower. Perforce, a third must take up us. So is the unfirm king in 3 divided, and his coffers sound with hollow poverty and emptiness.
That he should draw his several strengths together and come against us in full puissance need not be dreaded.
If he should do so, my Lord Archbishop, he leaves his back unarmed. The French and Welsh bang him at the heels. Never fear that.
Who is it like should lead his forces hither?
The Dukes of Lancaster and Westmoreland. Against the Welsh, himself and Harry Monmouth. But who is substituted against the French, I have no certain notice.
Let us on and publish the occasion of our arms. The Commonwealth is sick of their own choice. Their over-greedy love hath surfeited. O thou fond many, with what loud applause didst thou beat heaven with blessing Bolingbroke before he was what thou wouldst have him be. So, thou common dog, didst thou disgorge thy glutton bosom of the royal Richard. And now thou wouldst eat thy dead vomit up and howlst to find it. What trust is in these times? They that when Richard lived would have him die are now become enamoured on his grave. Thou that threw'st dust upon his goodly head when through proud London he came sighing on after the admired heels of Bolingbroke, criest now, O earth, yield us that king again, and take thou this. O thoughts of men accursed! Past and to come seems best, things present worst.
Shall we go draw our numbers and set on?
We are time subjects, and time bids be gone.
Master Fang, have you entered the action?
It is entered.
Where's your yeoman? It's a lusty yeoman. Will he stand to?
Sir, where's Snare?
Oh, Lord, aye, good Master Snare.
Here. Snare, we must arrest Sir John Falstaff.
Yea, good Master Snare, I've entered him and all.
May chance cost some of us our lives, for he will stab.
Alas the day, take heed of him. He stabbed me in mine own house, and that most beastly. In good faith, he cares not what mischief he does if his weapon be out. He will find like any devil he will spare neither man, woman, nor child.
If I can close with him, I care not for his thrust.
No, nor I neither. I'll be at your elbow.
And I but fist him once, and he come but within my voice.
I'm undone by his going, I warrant you. He's an infinitive thing upon my score. Good Master Fang, hold him sure. Good Master Snare, let him not escape. He comes continually to Pye Corner, saving your manhoods, to buy a saddle. And he's indicted to dinner at the Lubber's Head in Lambert Street, to Master Smooth, the silkman. I pray ye, since my action is entered and my case so openly known to the world, let him be brought into his answer. 100 mark is a long one for a poor lone woman to bear, and I have borne and borne and borne and have been fabbed off and fabbed off and fabbed off from this day to that day, that it's a shame to be thought on. There's no honesty in such dealing, unless a woman should be made an ass and a beast to bear every knave's wrong. Yeah, yonder he comes, and that errant Malmsey knows no Bardolph with him. Do your offices, Master Fang and Master Snare. Do me your offices.
Oh, now, whose mare's dead? What's the matter?
Sir John, I arrest you at the suit of Mistress Quickly.
Away, varlets! Draw Bardolph! Cut me off the villain's head! Throw the queen in the channel!
Throw me in the channel! Throw me in the channel! Will now, thou bastard! He
away, you scullion! You rat! You frustrated! I'll tickle your catastrophe!
What is the matter? Keep the peace here, ho!
Oh, my lord, be good to me. I beseech you, stand to me.
How now, Sir John? What are you brawling here? Doth this become your place, your time and business? You should have been well on your way to York. Now, stand from him, fellow. Wherefore hangst thou upon him?
Oh, most worshipful Lord and please your grace, I'm a poor widow of Eastcheap, and he's arrested at my suit.
For what sum?
Well, it is more than for some, my lord. It is for all I have. You've eaten me out of house and home. You've put all my substance into that fat belly of his. But I will have some of it out again, or I will ride the nights like the mare.
I think I'm as like to ride the mare if I have an advantage of ground to get up.
How comes this, Sir John? Fie, what man of good temper would endure this tempest of exclamation? Are you not ashamed to enforce a poor widow to so rough a course to come by her own?
What is the gross sum that I owe thee?
Marry, if thou wert an honest man, thyself in the money too. Thou didst swear to me upon a parcel gilt goblet, sitting in my dolphin chamber at the round table by a sea-coal fire upon Wednesday in Weesum week, when the prince broke thy head for liking his father to a singing man of Windsor.
Yes.
Thou didst swear to me then, as I was washing thy wound, to marry me.
What?
And make me, my lady, thy wife. Canst thou deny it? Did not good wife Quiche, the butcher's wife, come in then and call me Gossip Quickly, coming in to borrow a mess of vinegar, telling us she had a good dish of prawns, whereby thou didst desire to eat some, whereby I told thee they were ill for a green wound? And didst thou not, when she was gone downstairs, desire me to be no more so familiarity with such poor people, saying that ere long they should call me madam? And didst thou not kiss me and bid me fetch thee 30 shillings? I put thee now to thy book oath, deny if thou canst.
My lord, This is a poor mad soul. And she says up and down the town that her eldest son is like you.
Oh.
She hath been in good case, and the truth is poverty hath distracted her. But for these foolish officers, I beseech you I may have redress against them.
Sir John, I am well acquainted with your manner of wrenching the true cause the false way. It is not a confident brow, nor the throng of words that come with such more than impudent sauciness from you can thrust me from a level consideration. You have, as it appears to me, practiced upon the easy, yielding spirit of this woman, and made her serve your uses both in purse and in person.
Yea, in truth, my lord.
Prithee, peace. Pay her the debt you owe her, and unpay the villainy you have done her. The one you may do with sterling money, and the other with current repentance.
My lord, I will not undergo this sneap without reply. You call honourable boldness impudent sauciness. If a man will make curtsy and say nothing, he's virtuous. No, my lord, my humble duty remembered, I will not be your suitor. I say to you, I do desire deliverance from these officers, being upon hasty employment in the king's affairs.
You speak as having power to do wrong, but answer in the effect of your reputation and satisfy the poor woman.
Come hither, hostess.
Now, Master Gower, what news?
The king, my lord, and Harry, Prince of Wales, are near at hand. The rest, the paper tells.
As I am a gentleman.
Faith, you said so before.
As I am a gentleman. Come, no more words on't. Let it be £10, if thou canst.
By this heavenly ground I tread on, I must be fain to pawn both my plate and the tapestry of my dining chambers.
Come, it were not for thy humours. There's not a better wench in England. Go, wash thy face and draw the action. Come, thou must not be in this humour with me. Dost not know me? Come, I know thou wast set on to this.
Prithee, Sir John, let it be but 20 nobles. In faith, I'm loath to pawn my plate, so God save me, lord.
Let it alone, I'll make other shift. You'll be a fool still.
Well, you shall have it. I'll pawn my gown. I hope you'll come to supper. You pay me all together?
Will I live? Go with her, Bardolph. Hook on.
Will you have Dole Tearsheet meet you at supper?
No more words. Let's have her.
I have heard better news.
What's the news, my lord?
Where lay the king last night?
At Basingstoke, my lord.
I hope, my lord, all's well. What is the news, my lord?
Come all his forces back?
No. 1,500 foot, 500 horse are marched up to my lord of Lancaster against Northumberland and the Archbishop.
Comes the king back from Wales, my noble lord?
You shall have letters of me presently. Come, go along with me, good Master Gower.
My lord!
What's the matter?
Master Gower, shall I entreat you with me to dinner?
I must wait upon my good lord here. I thank you, good Sir John.
Sir John, you loiter here too long, being you are to take soldiers up in counties as you go.
Will you sup with me, Master Gower?
What foolish master taught you these manners, Sir John?
Master Gower, if they become me not, he was a fool that taught them me. This is the right fencing grace, my lord. Tap for tap, and so part fair.
Now the Lord lighten thee, thou art a great fool.
I pray thee, loving wife and gentle daughter, give even way unto my rough affairs. Put not you on the visage of the times, and be like them to Percy, troublesome.
I have given over. I will speak no more. Do what you will. Your wisdom be your guide.
Alas, sweet wife, my honour is at pawn, and but my going, nothing can redeem it.
Oh, yet for God's sake, go not to these wars. The time was, Father, that you broke your word when you were more endeared to it than now. When your own Percy, when my heart's dear Harry through many a northward look to see his father bring up his powers, but he did long in vain. Who then persuaded you to stay at home? There were 2 honours lost, yours and your son's. For yours, the God of heaven brighten it. For his, it stuck upon him as the sun in the grey vault of heaven. And by his light did all the chivalry of England move to do brave acts. He was indeed the glass wherein the noble youth did dress themselves, so that in speech, in gait, in diet, in affections of delight, in military rules, humours of blood, he was the mark and glass, copy and book that fashioned others. And him, oh wondrous him, O miracle of men, him did you leave, second to none, unseconded by you, to look upon the hideous god of war in disadvantage, to abide a field where nothing but the sound of Hotspur's name did seem defensible. So you left him. Never, oh, never do his ghost the wrong to hold your honor more precise and nice with others than with him. Let them alone. The Marshal and the Archbishop are strong. Had my sweet Harry had but half their numbers, today might I, hanging on Hotspur's neck, have talked of Monmouth's grave.
Beshrew your heart, fair daughter. You do draw my spirits from me with new lamenting ancient oversights. But I must go and meet with danger there, or it will seek me in another place and find me worse provided.
Oh, fly to Scotland. Till that the nobles and the armed commons have of their puissance made a little taste.
If they get ground and vantage of the king, then join you with them, like a rib of steel to make strength stronger. But for all our loves, first, let them try themselves. So did your son. He was so suffered. So came I, a widow, and never shall have length of life enough to reign upon remembrance with mine eyes, that it may grow and sprout as high as heaven for recordation to my noble husband.
Come, go in with me. 'Tis with my mind as with a tide swelled up unto his height that makes us still stand, running neither way. Fain would I go to meet the Archbishop, but many thousand reasons hold me back. I will resolve for Scotland. There am I, till time and vantage crave my company.
You're listening to the BBC World Service. This is WNYE New York.
Before God, I am exceeding weary.
Oh, it's come to that. I'd thought weariness durst not have attached one of so high blood.
Faith points it does me, though it discolors the complexion of my greatness to acknowledge it. Doth it not show vilely in me to desire small beer?
Why, a prince should not be so loosely studied as to remember so weak a composition.
Belike then my appetite was not princely got, for by my troth I do now remember the poor creature small beer. But indeed these humble considerations make me out of love with my greatness.
Oh.
What a disgrace is it to me to remember thy name, or to know thy face tomorrow.
How ill it follows after you have laboured so hard you should talk so idly. Tell me, how many good young princes would do so, their fathers being so sick as yours at this time is?
Shall I tell thee one thing, Poins?
Yes, Faith, and let it be an excellent good thing.
Mary, I tell thee, it is not meet that I should be sad now my father is sick. Albeit I could tell to thee, as to one it pleases me, for fault of a better to call my friend, I could be sad, and sad indeed, too.
Very hardly upon such a subject.
By this hand, thou thinkest me as far in the devil's book as thou in Falstaff for obduracy and persistency. Let the end try the man. But I tell thee, my heart bleeds inwardly that my father is so sick. And keeping such vile company as thou art, hath in reason taken from me all ostentation of sorrow.
The reason?
What wouldst thou think of me, if I should weep?
I would think thee a most princely hypocrite.
It would be every man's thought. And thou art a blessed fellow to think as every man thinks. Never a man's thought in the world keeps the roadway better than thine. Every man would think me an hypocrite indeed. And what decides your most worshipful thought to think so?
Why, because you have been so lewd and so much engraft to Falstaff.
And to thee?
What? By this light, I am well spoke on. I can hear it with my own ears. The worst that they can say of me is that I am a second brother, and that I am a proper fellow of my hands. And those two things, I confess, I cannot help. Oh, by the mass, here comes Bardolph.
And the boy that I go Falstaff, he had him from me Christian, and look at the fat villain have not transformed him ape.
God save your grace.
And yours, most noble Bardolph. How doth thy master?
Oh, well, my lord, he heard of your grace's coming to town. There's a letter for you.
Oh, delivered with good respect. And how doth the mortal mass your master?
In bodily health, sir?
Oh, marry, the immortal part needs a physician. But that moves not him, though that be sick, it dies not.
I do allow this wen to be as familiar with me as my dog. And he holds his place, for look you how he writes.
Sir John Falstaff, Knight, to the son of the king nearest his father, Harry, Prince of Wales, greeting. Why, this is a certificate.
Peace. I will imitate the honourable Romans in brevity.
He sure means brevity and breath, short-winded.
I commend me to thee, I commend thee, and I leave thee. Be not too familiar with Poins, for he misuses thy favours so much that he swears thou art to marry his sister Nell. Repent at idle times as thou mayest, and so farewell. Thine by yea and no, which has as much to say as thou usest him, Jack Falstaff with my familiars, John with my brothers and sisters, and Sir John with all Europe.
My lord, I'll steep this letter in sack and make him eat it.
That's to make him eat 20 of his words. But do you use me thus, Ned? Must I marry your sister?
Oh, God send the wench no worse fortune, but I never said so.
Well, thus we play the fools with the time, and the spirits of the wise sit in the clouds and mock us. Is your master here in London?
Yea, my lord.
Where sups he? Doth the old boar feed in the old Frank?
The old place, my lord, in East Street.
What company? Sup any women with him?
None, my lord, but old Mistress Quickly and Mistress Dole Chairsheet.
What pagan may that be?
A proper gentlewoman, sir, and a kinswoman of my master's.
Even such kin as the parish heifers are to the town bull. Shall we steal upon them, Ned, at supper?
Oh, I'm your shadow, my lord. I'll follow you.
Sirrah, you boy, and Bardolph, no word to your master that I'm yet come to town. There's for your silence.
I have no tongue, sir.
And for mine, sir, I will govern it.
Fare you well. Go. This dull tear-sheet should be some road.
Oh, I warrant you, as common as the way between St. Albans and London.
How might we see Falstaff bestow himself tonight in his true colours and not ourselves be seen?
Put on 2 leathern jerkins and aprons, and wait upon him at his table as drawers.
From a god to a bull. A heavy descension. It was Jove's case. From a prince to apprentice? A low transformation that shall be mine. For in everything the purpose must weigh with the folly. Follow me, Ned.
Faith, sweetheart, methinks now you are in an excellent good temporality. Your pulsage beats as extraordinarily as heart would desire, and your colour, I warrant you, is as red as any rose in good truth, La. But i' faith you have drunk too much canaries, and that's a marvellous searching wine, and it perfumes the blood. Ere one can say, what's this? How do you now?
Better than I was.
Wow, that's well said. A good heart's worth gold. Oh, no, here comes Sir John.
In court. Empty the Jordan. And was a worthy king. How now, Mistress Doll?
Sick of a calm, yea, good.
No, so's all her sect, and they once be in a calm, they're sick.
Pox damn you, you muddy rascal. Is that all the comfort you give me?
You make fat rascals, Mistress Doll.
I make them. Gluttony and diseases make them. I make them not.
If the cook helped to make the gluttony, you helped to make the diseases, Doll. We catch of you, Doll. We catch of you. Grant that, my poor virtue, grant that.
Hang yourself, you muddy conger, hang yourself.
Oh, my troth, this is the old fashion. You two never meet, but you fall to some discord. You are both, in good truth, as rheumatic as 2 dry toasts. You cannot bear with one another's confirmities. What the good year. One must bear, and that must be you. You are the weaker vessel, as they say, the emptier vessel.
Can a weak, empty vessel bear such a huge full hogshead? There's a whole merchant's venture aboard those stuffing him. You have not seen a hulk better stuffed in the hold.
Well,
Oh, come. I'll be friends with thee, Jack. Thou art going to the wars, and whether I shall ever see thee again or no, there is nobody cares.
Sir arranged pistols below and would speak with you.
Oh!
Hang him, swaggering rascal. Let him not come hither. It is the foul-mouthed rogue in England.
Oh, if he swagger, let him not come here. No, by my faith, I must live among my neighbours. I'll no swaggerers. I'm in good name and fame with the very best. Shut the door. There comes no swaggerers here. I've not lived all this while to have swaggering now. Shut the door, I pray.
Dost thou hear, hostess?
Pray ye pacify yourself, Sir John. There comes no swaggerers here.
Dost thou hear it is mine ancient?
Tilly-fally, Sir John, there tell me. Your ancient swaggerer comes not in my doors. I was before Master Tisick, the deputy, t'other day, and as he said to me, 'twas no longer ago than Wednesday last. In good faith, neighbour, quickly, says he. Master Dumb, our minister, was by then. Neighbour, quickly, says he, you are an honest woman and well thought on. Therefore take heed what guests you receive. Receive, says he, no swaggering companions. There comes none here. You would bless you to hear what he said. No, are no swaggerers.
He's no swaggerer, hostess, a tame cheater, i' faith. You may stroke him as gently as a puppy greyhound. He'll not swagger with a Barbary hen if her feathers turn back in any show of resistance. Call him up, drawer.
Sir.
Cheater, call you him? I will bar no honest man my house, nor no cheater. But I do not love swaggering, by my troth. I'm the worst when one says swaggerer. Feel, masters, how I shake. Look you, I warrant you.
So you do, hostess?
Do I? Yea, in very truth do I. And 'twere an aspen leaf. I cannot abide swaggerers.
Yeah! God save you, Sir John! Welcome, ancient pistol. Here, pistol. I charge you with a cup of sack.
Oh!
Do you discharge upon mine hostess?
I will discharge upon her, Sir John, with 2 bullets.
She's pistol-proof, sir. You shall not hardly offend her.
Come, I'll drink no proofs nor no bullets. I'll drink no more than will do me good, for no man's pleasure, I.
Then to you, Mistress Dorothy, I will charge you.
Charge me, I scorn you, scurvy companion. What, you poor base, rascally, cheating, lacking in mate? Away, you mouldy rogue, away! I am meat for your master.
I know you, Mistress Dorothy.
Away, you cutthroat rascal, you filthy bung, away! By this wine, I'll thrust my knife in your mouldy chest and you play the saucy cuddle with me. The way you bottle-held rascal, you basket-hilt stale juggler, you... Since when, I pray you, sir? God's life, with 2 points on your shoulder? Much?
God, let me not live, but I will murder your wrath for this.
No more, pistol. I would not have you go off here. Discharge yourself of our company, pistol.
No, good Captain Pistol. Not here, sweet Captain.
Captain, thou abominable damned cheater. Art thou not ashamed to be called captain? And captains were of my mind, they would cruncheon you out for taking their names upon you before you have earned them. You a captain, you slave, for what? For tearing a poor horse rough in a bawdy house? He, a captain, hang him, rogue. He lives upon mouldy stewed prunes, a dried cake, a captain. God's like, these villains will make the word as odious as the word occupy, which was an excellent good word before it was ill sorted. Therefore, captains had need look to it.
Pray thee, go down, good angel.
Hark thee hither, Mistress Dog.
Not I! I'll tell thee what, Corporal Bardolph. I could tear her. I'll be revenged on her.
Pray thee, go down.
I'll see her damned first. To Pluto's damned lake, by this hand to the infernal deep, with Erebus and tortures vile also. Hold, hook and line, say I. Down, down, dogs, down, faitors. Have we not iron here?
Good Captain Pizzle, be quiet. 'Tis very lady faith. I beseech you now, aggravate your choler.
For God's sake, thrust him downstairs. I cannot endure such a fustian rascal.
Thrust him downstairs! Know we not Galloway,
Oh, sit down, Bardolph, like a shove-grown shilling. Nay, and he do nothing but speak nothing. He shall be nothing here.
Come, get you downstairs.
What? Shall we have incision? Shall we improve? Why then, let grievous, ghastly, gaping wounds untwine the sisters 3. Come, Anthropos, I say!
Goodly stuff to war.
Give me my rapier, boy.
Pray thee, Jack, pray thee, do not draw!
Get you downstairs!
His goodly tumour.
Put him down, Bardolph.
fucking weapons!
Lady Jack, be quiet! The rascal's gone. Oh, you wholesome little valiant villain, you.
Are you not hurting the groin?
Oh.
We thought he made a shrewd thrust at your belly.
Have you turned him out of doors, Barrel?
Yes, sir. The rascal's drunk. You've hurt him, sir, in the shoulder.
A rascal to brave me.
Oh, you sweet little rogue, you. Alas, poor ape, how thou sweatest. Come. Let me wipe thy face. Come on, your wholesome chops. Oh, rogue of faith, I love thee. Thou art as valorous as Hector of Troy, worth 5 of Agamemnon, and 10 times better than the 9 worthies. Oh, villain.
Rascally slave, I'll toss the rogue in a blanket.
Do and thou darest for thy heart. And thou dost, I'll canvass thee between a pair of sheets.
The music has come, sir.
Let them play.
Play, sir!
Sit on my knee, doll. A rascal breaking his slave. The rogue fled from me like quicksilver.
Faith, and thou followest him like a church. Thou wholesome little tidy Bartholomew ball pig, when wilt thou leave fighting a days and foining a nights, and begin to patch up thine old body for heaven?
Peace, good doll. Do not speak like a death's head. Do not bid me remember mine end.
Sirrah, what humour's the prince of?
Oh, good shallow young fellow. He would have made a good pantler. He'd have chipped bread well.
They say Poins has a good wit.
He a good wit? Hang him, baboon. His wit's as thick as Tewkesbury mustard. There's no more conceit in him than in a mallet.
Why does the prince love him so, then?
Because their legs are both of a bigness, and he plays at quoits well, and eats conger and fennel, and jumps upon joint stools, and swears with a good grace, and such other gamble faculties he has that show a weak mind and an able body, for which the prince admits him. The prince himself is such another. The weight of a hair will turn the scales between their avoirdupois.
Would not this knave of a wheel have his ears cut off?
Let's beat him before his whore.
Look whether the withered elder hath not his poll clawed like a parrot.
Is it not strange that desire should so many years outlive performance?
Kiss me, doll.
Saturn and Venus this year in conjunction. What says the almanac to that?
Thou dost give me flattering busses.
By my troth, I kiss thee with the most constant heart.
I am old.
I love thee better than I love e'er a scurvy young boy of them all.
What stuff will have a kirtle of? I shall receive money a Thursday. Shall have a cap tomorrow. Come. It grows late. We'll to bed. Thou'lt forget me when I'm gone.
By my troth, thou'lt set me a-weeping if thou sayest so. Prove that ever I dress myself handsome till thy return. Well, hearken at the end.
Some sack, Francis!
No, sir.
What? A bastard son of the king's. And art thou not Poins, his brother?
Why, thou globe of sinful continence, what a life dost thou lead?
Better than thou. I'm a gentleman, thou art a drawer.
Very true, sir, and I come to draw you out by the ears.
Oh, the Lord preserve thy good grace, by my troth. Welcome to London. Now the Lord bless that sweet face of thine. Oh, Jesu, why you come from
Thou
Wales?
horse and mad compound of majesty, by this light flesh and corrupt blood thou art welcome.
How, you fat fool, I scorn you.
My lord, he will drive you out of your revenge and turn all to merriment if you take not the heat.
You whoreson candle mine, you.
What?
How vilely did you speak of me even now before this honest, virtuous, civil gentlewoman?
God's blessing of your good heart, and so she is, by my troth.
Dost thou hear me?
Yea. And you knew me, as you did when you ran away by Gad's Hill. You knew I was at your back and spoke it on purpose to try my patience.
No, not so. I did not think that was within hearing.
I shall drive you then to confess the willful abuse, and then I know how to handle you.
No abuse, Hal. On mine honour, no abuse.
Not to dispraise me and call me pantler and bread chipper and I know not what.
No abuse, Hal.
No abuse?
No abuse, Ned, in the world. Honest, Ned, none.
I dispraised him before the wicked, that the wicked might not fall in love with him. In which doing, I have done the part of a careful friend and a true subject, and thy father is to give me thanks for it. No abuse, Hal. None. No faith, boy. No.
See now whether pure fear and entire cowardice doth not make thee wrong this virtuous gentlewoman. Is she of the wicked? Is thine hostess here of the wicked, or honest Bardolph, whose zeal burns in his nose, of the wicked?
Answer, thou dead elm. Answer.
The fiend hath pricked down Bardolph irrecoverable, and his face is Lucifer's privy kitchen.
For the women?
Well, for one of them, she's in hell already and burns poor souls. For the other, I owe her money. Whether she's be damned for that, I know not.
No, I warrant you.
No, I think thou art not. I think thou art quit for that.
You, gentlewoman.
What says your grace?
His grace says that which his flesh rebels against.
Who knocks so loud at door? Look to the door there, Francis.
Anon, sir.
Peter, how now? What news?
The king, your father, is at Westminster, and there are 20 weak and weary posts come from the north. And as I came along, I met and overtook a dozen captains, bareheaded, sweating, knocking at the taverns and asking everyone for Sir John Falstaff.
Oh, dear.
By heaven, Poins, I feel me much to blame, so idly to profane the precious time, when tempest of commotion like the south, born with black vapour, doth begin to melt and drop upon our bare, unarmed heads. Give me my sword and cloak. Falstaff, good night.
Now comes in the sweetest morsel of the night, and we must hence and leave it unpicked. More knocking at the door. How now, what's the matter?
You must await a court, sir, presently. A dozen captains stay at door for you.
Pay the musicians, sir. Farewell, hostess. Farewell, doll. You see, my good wenches, how men of merit are sought after. The undeserver may sleep when the man of action is called on. Farewell, good wenches. If I be not sent away post, I will see you again ere I go.
I cannot speak. If my heart be not ready to burst. Well, sweet Jack, have a care of thyself.
Farewell. Farewell!
Well, fare thee well. I've known thee these 29 years come Peascod time, but an honester and true-hearted man. Well, fare thee well.
Mistress Tearsheet!
What's the matter?
Good Mistress Tearsheet, come to my master.
Oh, run, doll, run, good dog. Come. She comes, beloved. Yea, will you come, doll?
Go call the Earls of Surrey and of Warwick, but ere they come, bid them o'erread these letters, and well consider of them. Make good speed. How many thousand of my poorest subjects are at this hour asleep? Oh, sleep, oh, gentle sleep, nature's soft nurse, how have I frighted thee, that thou no more wilt weigh my eyelids down and steep my senses in forgetfulness? Why rather sleep liest thou in smoky cribs, upon uneasy pallets stretching thee, and hushed with buzzing night flies to thy slumber, than in the perfumed chambers of the great, under the canopies of costly state, and lulled with sound of sweetest melody? Oh, thou dull god, why liest thou with the vile in loathsome beds, and leav'st the kingly couch a watch case or a common larum bell? Wilt thou upon the high and giddy mast seal up the ship boy's eyes, and rock his brains in cradle of the rude imperious surge, and in the visitation of the winds who take the ruffian billows by the top, curling their monstrous heads and hanging them with deafening clamour in the slippery clouds, that with the hurly death itself awakes? Canst thou, O partial sleep, give thy repose to the wet sea boy in an hour so rude, and in the calmest and most stillest night, with all appliances and means to boot, deny it to a king? Then, happy low, lie down. Uneasy lies the head that wears a crown.
Many good morrows to your majesty.
Why is it good morrow, lords?
It is 1 o'clock and past.
Why then, good morrow to you both, my lords. Have you read o'er the letters that I sent you?
We have, my liege.
Then you perceive the body of our kingdom, how foul it is, what rank diseases grow, and with what danger near the heart of it.
It is but as a body yet distempered, which to his former strength may be restored, with good advice and little medicine. My lord Northumberland will soon be cooled.
Oh, God, that one might read the book of fate and see the revolution of the times make mountains level and the continent, weary of solid firmness, melt itself into the sea. And other times to see the beachy girdle of the ocean, too wide for Neptune's hips, how chances, mocks, and changes fill the cup of alteration with divers liquors. Oh, if this were seen, the happiest youth, viewing his progress through, what perils past, what crosses to ensue, would shut the book and sit him down and die. 'Tis not 10 years gone since Richard and Northumberland, great friends, did feast together, and in 2 years after were they at wars. It is but 8 years since this Percy was the man nearest my soul, who like a brother toiled in my affairs, and laid his love and life under my foot. Yea, for my sake, even to the eyes of Richard gave him defiance. But which of you was by... You, cousin Neville, as I may remember, when Richard, with his eye brimful of tears, then checked and rated by Northumberland, did speak these words, now proved a prophecy: Northumberland, thou ladder, by the which my cousin Bolingbroke ascends my throne. Though then, God knows, I had no such intent, but that necessity so bowed the state that I and greatness were compelled to kiss. The time shall come, thus did he follow it, the time will come that foul sin, gathering head, shall break into corruption. So went on, foretelling this same time's condition and the division of our amity.
There is a history in all men's lives figuring the nature of the times deceased, the which observed a man may prophesy with a near aim of the main chance of things as yet not come to life, which in their seeds and weak beginnings lie intreasured. Such things become the hatch and brood of time, and by the necessary form of this King Richard might create a perfect guess that great Northumberland, then false to him, would of that seed grow to a greater falseness, which should not find a ground to root upon, unless on you.
Are these things then necessities? Then let us meet them like necessities, and that same word even now cries out on us. They say the bishop and Northumberland are 50,000 strong.
It cannot be, my lord. Rumour doth double like the voice and echo the numbers of the feared. Please it your grace to go to bed. Upon my soul, my lord, the powers that you already have sent forth shall bring this prize in very easily. To comfort you the more, I have received a certain instance that Glendower is dead. Your majesty hath been this fortnight ill, and these unseasoned hours perforce must add unto your sickness.
I will take your counsel. And were these inward wars once out of hand, we would, dear lords, unto the Holy Land.
Henry IV, Part 2 by William Shakespeare starred Julian Glover as King Henry IV, Jamie Glover as Henry, Prince of Wales, Prunella Scales as Mistress Quickly, and Timothy West as Sir John Falstaff. Other parts were played by John Moffat, Christian Rodsker, Geoffrey Whitehead, John Rowe, Lucy Briers, Edward de Souza, Brett Usher, Michael Cochrane, Tom Ward, Harry Myers, Roger May, Chris Pavlo, Ben Crow, Giles Fagan, Tessa Worsley and Christopher House. Music was specially composed by Matthew Scott, and technical presentation was by Graham Harper. The production assistant was Lizzie Hart. Henry IV Part 2 was adapted and directed by Gordon House.
BBC World Service. This week's Play of the Week concludes our two-part adaptation of Henry IV Part 2 by William Shakespeare.
Henry IV Part 2 by William Shakespeare, starring Julian Glover as King Henry IV, Jamie Glover as Henry, Prince of Wales, and Timothy West as Sir John Falstaff. Henry IV Part 2. England, 1403. Henry IV's reign as the English king's been beset by problems, both personal and political. His eldest son, Harry, Prince of Wales, is a frequenter of taverns and bawdy houses, and his circle of friends includes the notorious fat knight Sir John Falstaff, who's constantly seeking money to pay for his exuberantly licentious lifestyle. Once more, the king's reign's threatened by armed insurrection. The Archbishop of York has raised an army in Yorkshire, and the king's youngest son, Prince John of Lancaster, has been sent to fight it. His force will include troops pressed into service by Falstaff, whose recruitment campaign has taken him to Gloucestershire, where he plans to visit an old university acquaintance, Justice Robert Shallow.
Come on, sir. Give me a hand, sir. Give me a hand. An early stirrer by the rood. And how doth my good cousin Silence?
Good morrow, good cousin Shallow.
And how doth my cousin, your bedfellow? And your fairest daughter, and mine, my goddaughter Ellen?
Oh, lass, a black ousel, cousin Shallow.
By yea and nay, sir, I dare say my cousin William has become a good scholar. He is at Oxford still, is he not?
Indeed, sir, to my cost.
He must enter the Inns of Court shortly. I was once of Clement's Inn, where I think they will talk of mad Shallow yet.
You were called Lusty Shallow then, cousin.
By the mass, I was called anything, and I would have done anything indeed, too, and roundly, too. There was I, and little John Doit of Staffordshire, and Black George Barnes, and Francis Pickbone, and Will Squeal, a Cotswold man. You had not 4 such swingebucklers in all the Inns of Court again. And I may say to you, we knew where the Bona Robers were, that had the best of them all at commandment. Then was Jack Falstaff, now Sir John, a boy, and page to Thomas Mowbray, Duke of Norfolk.
This Sir John, cousin, that comes hither anon about soldiers?
The same, Sir John, the very same. I see him break Scoggins' head at the court gate when he was a crack, not thus high. And the very same day did I fight with one Samson Stockfish, a fruiterer, behind Gray's Inn. Oh, geez, you, the mad days that I have spent. And to see how many of my old acquaintance are dead.
We shall all follow, cousin.
Certain, 'tis certain, very sure, very sure. Death, as the psalmist saith, is certain to all. All shall die. How a good yoke of bullocks at Stamford Fair?
By my troth, I was not there.
Ah.
Here come 2 of Sir John Falstaff's men, as I think.
Ah.
Good morrow, honest gentlemen.
I beseech you, which is Justice Shallow?
I am Robert Shallow, sir, a poor esquire of this county and one of the King's Justices of the Peace. What is your good pleasure with me?
My captain, sir, commends him to you. And my captain, Sir John Falstaff, a tall gentleman, by heaven, and a most gallant leader.
He greased me well, sir. I knew him a good backsword man. How doth the good knight? May I ask how my lady his wife doth?
Sir, pardon, a soldier is better accommodated than with a wife.
It is well said in faith, sir, and it is well said indeed, too. Better accommodated. It is good. Yea, indeed is it. Nay, good phrases are surely and ever were very commendable. Look, here comes good Sir John. Oh, give me a good hand. Give me a worship's good hand. By my troth, you look well and bear your years very well. Welcome, good Sir John.
I'm glad to see you well, good Master Robert Shallow. Master Surecard, as I think.
No, Sir John, it is my cousin Silence, in commission with me.
Good Master Silence. It well befits you should be of the peace.
Your good worships, welcome.
Aye, this is hot weather, gentlemen.
I am.
Have you provided me here half a dozen sufficient men?
Marry, have we, sir? Will you sit?
Well, let me see them, I beseech you.
Now, where's the roll? Where's the roll? Where's the roll? Let me see. So. Yea, marry, sir. Ralph Mouldy. Let them appear as I call. Let them do so. Let me see. Where is Mouldy?
Here, and it please you.
What think you, Sir John? A good limbed fellow, young, strong, and of good friends.
Is thy name Mouldy?
Yea, and it please you.
'Tis the more time thou wert used.
Most excellent, in faith. Things that are mouldy lack use.
That's it.
Very singular, good, in faith. Well said, Sir John, very well said.
Prick him.
I was pricked well enough before, and you could have let me alone. Oh, my old dame will be undone now for one to do her husbandry and her drudgery. You need not to have pricked me. There are other men fitter to go out than I.
Go to. Peace, Mouldy. You shall go, Mouldy. It is time you were spent.
Spent?
Peace, fellow, peace. Will you stand aside? Know you where you are? For the other, Sir John, let me see. Simon Shadow.
Yea, marry, let me have him to sit under. He's like to be a cold soldier.
Where's Shadow?
Here, sir.
Shadow, whose son art thou?
My mother's son, sir.
Thy mother's son, like enough. And thy father's Shadow.
Do you like him, Sir John?
Shadow will serve for summer. Prick him. For we have a number of shadows to fill up the muster book.
Thomas Watt.
Where's he?
Here, sir.
Is thy name Watt?
Yes, sir.
Thou art a very ragged Watt.
Should I prick him down, Sir John?
It was superfluous, for his apparel is built upon his back, and the whole frame stands upon pins. Prick him no more.
You can do it, sir, you can do it. I commend you well. Francis Keeble?
Here, sir.
What trade art thou, Feeble?
A woman's tailor, sir.
Shall I prick him, sir?
You may, but if he'd been a man's tailor, he'd have pricked you. Wilt thou make as many holes in an enemy's battle as thou hast done in a woman's petticoat?
I will do my good will, sir. You can have no more.
Well said, good woman's tailor. Well said, courageous Feeble. Thou wilt be as valiant as the wrathful dove or most magnanimous mouse. Prick the woman's tailor. Well, Master Shallow. Deep, Master Shallow.
I would Ward might have gone, sir.
I would thou wert a man's tailor, that thou mightst mend him and make him fit to go. Let that suffice, most forcible Feeble.
Oh, it shall suffice, sir.
I'm bound to thee, reverend Feeble. Who's next?
Peter Bullcalf, the Green.
Yea, marry, let's see Bullcalf.
Here, sir.
For God, a likely fellow. Come, prick me Bullcalf till he roar again.
Oh, Lord, good my Lord Captain.
What, dost thou roar before thou art pricked?
Oh, Lord, sir, I am a diseased man.
What disease hast thou?
A horse and cold, sir. A cough, sir. Which I caught with ringing in the king's affairs upon his coronation day, sir.
Come, thou shalt go to the wars in a gown. We will have away thy cold. And I will take such order that thy friend shall ring for thee. Is here all?
Here is 2 more called than your number. You must have but 4 here, sir. And so I pray you, go in with me to dinner.
Come, I will go drink with you, but I cannot tarry dinner. I'm glad to see you, by my troth, Master Shallow.
Oh, Sir John, do you remember since we lay all night in the windmill in St. George's Field?
No more of that, good Master Shallow, no more of that.
Ah, it was a merry night. And is Jane Nightwork alive?
She lives, Master Shallow.
Yeah. She never could away with me.
Never, never. She would always say she could not abide Master Shallow.
By the mass, I could anger her to the heart. She was then a boner rober. Does she hold her own well?
Old? Old, Master Shallow?
Nay, she must be old. She cannot choose but be old. Certain she's old. And had Robin Nightwork by old Nightwork before I came to Clement's Inn.
That's 55 years ago.
Oh, cousin Silence, that thou hadst seen that this night and I have seen. Sir John said I will.
We've heard the chimes at midnight, Master Shallow.
That we have, that we have. In faith, Sir John, we have. Our watchword was hem, boys. Come, let's to dinner. Come, let's to dinner. Jesus, the days that we have seen. Come, come.
What is this forest called? 'Tis Gortrey Forest, an't shall please your grace. Here stand, my lords, and send discoverers forth to know the numbers of our enemies. We have sent forth already, Lord Archbishop. 'Tis well done. My friends and brethren in these great affairs, I must acquaint you that I have received new dated letters from Northumberland. Their cold intent, tenor, and substance thus. Here doth he wish his person, with such powers as might hold sortance with his quality, the which he could not levy. Whereupon he is retired to ripe his growing fortunes to Scotland, and concludes in hearty prayers that your attempts may overlive the hazard and fearful meeting of their opposite.
Thus do the hopes we have in him touch ground and dash themselves to pieces. Now, what news?
West of this forest, scarcely off a mile, in goodly form comes on the enemy, and by the ground they hide, I judge their number upon or near the rate of 30,000.
The just proportion that we gave them out. Let us sway on and face them in the field.
What well-appointed leader fronts us here?
I think it is my Lord of Westmoreland.
Health and fair greeting from our General, the Prince, Lord John and Duke of Lancaster.
Say on, my Lord of Westmoreland, in peace. What doth concern your coming?
Then, my lord, unto your grace do I in chief address the substance of my speech. You, Lord Archbishop, whose see is by a civil peace maintained, whose beard the silver hand of peace hath touched, whose learning and good letters peace hath tutored, whose white investments figure innocence, the dove and very blessed spirit of peace. Wherefore do you so ill translate yourself out of the speech of peace that bears such grace into the harsh and boisterous tongue of war, turning your books to graves, your ink to blood, your pens to lances, and your tongue divine to a trumpet and a point of war?
Therefore do I this. So the question stands. I have in equal balance justly weighed what wrongs our arms may do, what wrongs we suffer, and find our griefs heavier than our offences. We see which way the stream of time doth run, and are enforced from our most quiet there by the rough torrent of occasion, and have the summary of all our griefs, when time shall serve, to show in articles, which long ere this we offered to the king, and might by no suit gain our audience. When we are wronged and would unfold our griefs, we are denied access unto his person, even by those men that most have done us wrong.
Here come I from our princely general to know your griefs, to tell you from his grace that he will give you audience, and wherein it shall appear that your demands are just, you shall enjoy them. Everything set off that might so much as think you enemies.
But he hath forced us to compel this offer, and it proceeds from policy, not love.
Mowbray, you overween to take it so. This offer comes from mercy, not from fear. For lo, within a ken our army lies, upon mine honour all too confident to give admittance to a thought of fear.
Hath the Prince John a full commission in very ample virtue of his father to hear and absolutely to determine of what conditions we shall stand upon?
That is intended in the General's name. I muse you make so slight a question.
Then take, my Lord of Westmoreland, this schedule, for this contains our general grievances. Each several article herein redressed, all members of our cause, both here and hence, that are insinued to this action, acquitted by a true substantial form and present execution of our wills, to us and to our purposes confined, we come within our awful banks again, and knit our powers to the arm of peace.
This will I show the General. Please you, lords, in sight of both our battles we may meet, and either end in peace, which God so frame, or to the place of difference called the swords, which must decide it.
My lord, we will do so.
There is a thing within my bosom tells me that no conditions of our peace can stand.
No, no, my lord. Note this. The king is weary of dainty and such picking grievances. For he hath found to end one doubt by death revives two greater in the heirs of life, and therefore will he wipe his tables clean, and keep no telltale to his memory that may repeat, and history his loss to new remembrance. And therefore be assured, my good Lord Marshal, if we do now make our atonement well, our peace will, like a broken limb united, grow stronger for the breaking.
Be it so. Here is returned my lord of Westmoreland.
The prince is here at hand. Pleaseth your lordship to meet his grace just distance between our armies.
Your grace of York, in God's name then, set forward.
Before and greet his grace. My lord, we come.
You are well encountered here, my cousin Mowbray. Good day to you, gentle Lord Archbishop, and so to you, Lord Hastings, and to all.
My lord.
My Lord of York, it better showed with you when that your flock, assembled by the bell, encircled you to hear with reverence your exposition on the holy text, than now to see you here an iron man, cheering a rout of rebels with your drum.
Good my lord of Lancaster, I am not here against your father's peace. But as I told my lord of Westmoreland, the time misordered doth, in common sense, crowd us and crush us to this monstrous form to hold our safety up. I sent your grace the parcels and particulars of our grief, the which had been with scorn shoved from the court, whereon this Hydra's son of war is born, whose dangerous eyes may well be charmed asleep with grant of our most just and right desires, and true obedience of this madness cured, stoop tamely to the foot of majesty.
If not, we ready are to try our fortunes to the last man.
And though we here fall down, we have supplies to second our attempt. If they miscarry, theirs shall second them, and so success of mischief shall be born, and heir from heir shall hold this quarrel up, whilst England shall have generation.
You are too shallow, Hastings, much too shallow to sound the bottom of the after-times.
Pleaseth your grace to answer them directly how far forth you do like their articles.
I like them all.
My lord.
And do allow them well, and swear here by the honour of my blood, my father's purposes have been mistook, and some about him have too lavishly rested his meaning and authority. My lord, these griefs shall be with speed redressed. Upon my soul they shall. If this may please you, discharge your powers unto their several counties, as we will ours. And here, between the armies, let's drink together friendly and embrace, that all their eyes may bear those tokens home of our restored love and amity.
I take your princely word for these redresses.
I give it to you, and will maintain my word. And thereupon I drink unto your grace.
Go, Captain, and deliver to the army this news of peace. Let them have pay and part. I know it will well please them. Hie, Captain.
My lord.
To you, my noble Lord of Westmoreland.
I pledge your grace. And if you knew what pains I have bestowed to breed this present peace, you would drink freely. But my love to ye shall show itself more openly hereafter.
I do not doubt you.
I am glad of it. Health to my lord and gentle cousin Mowbray.
You wish me health in very happy season, for I am on the sudden something ill.
Against ill chances men are ever merry, but heaviness foreruns the good event.
Therefore be merry, coz, since sudden sorrow serves to say thus, some good thing comes tomorrow.
Believe me, I am passing light in spirit.
So much the worse if your own rule be true.
The word of peace is rendered. Hark, how they shout.
This had been cheerful after victory.
A peace is of the nature of a conquest, for then both parties nobly are subdued and neither party loser.
Go, my lord, and let our army be discharged too.
My lord.
And good my lord, so please you, let our trains march by us, that we may peruse the men we should have coped withal.
Go, good Lord Hastings, and ere they be dismissed, let them march by.
Your grace.
I trust, lords, we shall lie tonight together.
My lord.
Now, cousin, wherefore stands our army still?
The leaders, having charge from you to stand, will not go off until they hear you speak.
They know their duty.
My lord, our army is dispersed already, like youthful steers unyoked. They take their courses east, west, north, south, or like a school broke up, each hurries toward his home and sporting place.
Good tidings, my lord Hastings, for the which I do arrest thee, traitor of high treason. And you, Lord Archbishop, and you, Lord Mowbray, of a capital treason I attach you both.
Is this proceeding just and honourable?
Is your assembly so?
Will you thus break your faith?
I pawned thee none. I promised you redress of these same grievances whereof you did complain, which by mine honour I will perform with a most Christian care. But for you, rebels, look to take the due meet for rebellion and such acts as yours. Most shallowly did you these arms commence, fondly brought here, and foolishly sent hence. Strike up our drums, pursue the scattered stray. God and not we hath safely fought today. Some guard these traitors to the block of death, treason's true bed, and yielder up of breath.
Good faith. This same young sober-blooded boy doth not love me. Nor a man cannot make him laugh. But that's no marvel, he drinks no wine. There's never none of these demure boys come to any proof. For thin drink doth so overcool their blood, and making many fish meals, that they fall into a kind of male green sickness. And then, when they marry, they get wenches. They're generally fools and cowards, which some of us should be too, but for inflammation. Hereof comes it that Prince Harry is valiant. For the cold blood he did naturally inherit of his father, he hath like lean, sterile, and bare land, manured, husbanded, and tilled with excellent endeavour of drinking good and good store of fertile sherris, that he's become very hot and valiant. If I had 1,000 sons, the first humane principle I would teach them should be to forswear thin potations and to addict themselves to sack. Oh, no, Bardolph.
The army is discharged, all and gone.
Let them go. I'll through Gloucestershire, and there will I visit Master Robert Shallow, Esquire. I have him already tempering between my finger and my thumb, and shortly will I seal with him. Come away.
Now, lords, if God doth give successful end to this debate that bleedeth at our doors, we will our youth lead on to higher fields, and draw no swords but what are sanctified. Our navy is addressed, our power collected, our substitutes in absence well invested, and everything lies level to our wish. Only We want a little personal strength, and pause us till these rebels, now afoot, come underneath the yoke of government.
Both which we doubt not, but your majesty shall soon enjoy.
Humphrey, my son of Gloucester, where is the prince, your brother?
I think he's gone to hunt, my lord, at Windsor.
And how accompanied?
I do not know, my lord.
Is not his brother, Thomas of Clarence, with him?
No, my good lord. He is in presence here.
Ah.
What would my lord and father?
Nothing but well to thee, Thomas of Clarence. How chance thou art not with the prince thy brother? He loves thee, and thou dost neglect him, Thomas. Thou hast a better place in his affection than all thy brothers. Cherish it, my boy, and noble offices thou mayst effect of mediation after I am dead between his greatness and thy other brethren. Therefore omit him not, blunt not his love, nor lose the good advantage of his grace by seeming cold or careless of his will. For he is gracious if he be observed. He hath a tear for pity, and a hand open as day for melting charity. Yet notwithstanding, being incensed, he's flint, as humorous as winter, and as sudden as flaws congealed in the spring of day. His temper, therefore, must be well observed.
I shall observe him with all care and love.
Why art thou not at Windsor with him, Thomas?
He is not there today. He dines in London.
And how accompanied? Canst thou tell that?
With Poins and other his continual followers.
No subject is the fattest soil to weeds, and he, the noble image of my youth, is overspread with them. Therefore my grief stretches itself beyond the hour of death.
My lord?
Who's here? Westmoreland?
Health to my sovereign and new happiness, added to that I am to deliver. Prince John, your son, doth kiss your grace's hand. Mowbray, the Bishop Scroop, Hastings, and all are brought to the correction of your law. There is not now a rebel's sword unsheathed, but peace puts forth her olive everywhere. The manner how this action hath been borne, here at more leisure may your highness read, with every course in his particular.
And wherefore should these good news make me sick? Will fortune never come with both hands full, but write her fair words still in foulest letters? She either gives a stomach and no food, such are the poor in health, or else a feast and takes away the stomach, such are the rich that have abundance and enjoy it not. I should rejoice now at this happy news. And now my sight fails and my brain is giddy. Oh me, come near me. Now I am much ill.
Comfort your majesty.
Oh, my royal father.
My sovereign lord, cheer up yourself. Look up.
Be patient, princes. You do know these fits are with his highness very ordinary. Stand from him. Give him air. He'll straight be well.
No, no, he cannot long hold out these pangs. The incessant care and labour of his mind hath wrought the mure that should confine it in so thin that life looks through and will break out.
Speak lower, princes, for the king recovers.
This apoplexy will certain be his end.
I pray you, take me up and bear me hence into some other chamber. Softly, pray. Let there be no noise made, my gentle friends, unless some dull and favourable hand will whisper music to my weary spirit.
Call for the music in the other room.
Set me the crown upon my pillow here.
His eye is hollow and he changes much.
Less noise, less noise.
Who saw the Duke of Clarence?
I'm here, brother, full of heaviness.
How now? Reign within doors and none abroad. How doth the king?
Exceeding ill.
Well, heard he the good news yet? Tell it him.
He altered much upon the hearing it.
If he be sick with joy, he'll recover without physic.
Not so much noise, my lords. Sweet prince, speak low. The king your father is disposed to sleep.
Let us withdraw into the other room.
Wilt it please your grace to go along with us?
No, I will sit and watch here by the king. Why doth the crown lie there upon his pillow, being so troublesome a bedfellow? O polished perturbation, golden care, that keeps the ports of slumber open wide to many a watchful night. Sleep with it now, yet not so sound and half so deeply sweet as he whose brow with homely biggin bound snores out the watch of night. O majesty, when thou dost pinch thy bearer, thou dost sit like a rich armor worn in the heat of day, that scald'st with safety. By his gaze of breath there lies a downy feather which stirs not. Did he suspire, that light and weightless down perforce must move. My gracious lord, my father. This sleep is sound indeed. This is a sleep that from this golden wrinkle hath divorced so many English kings. Thy due from me is tears and heavy sorrows of the blood, which nature, love, and filial tenderness shall, O dear father, pay thee plenteously. My due from thee is this imperial crown, which as immediate as thy place and blood derives itself to me. Lo, here it sits, which God shall guard.
You're listening to the BBC World Service. This is WNYE, New York.
Giant arm, it shall not force this lineal honor from me. This from thee will I to mine leave, as 'tis left to me.
Warwick, Gloucester, Clarence!
What would your majesty?
How fares your grace? Why did you leave me here alone, my lords?
We left the prince, my brother, here, my liege, who undertook to sit and watch by you.
Prince of Wales? Where is he? Let me see him. He is not here.
This door is open. He's gone this way.
He came not through the chamber where we stayed.
Where is the crown? Who took it from my pillow?
When we withdrew, my liege, we left it here.
The prince hath ta'en it hence. Go seek him out. Is he so hasty that he doth suppose my sleep my death? Find him, my lord of Warwick. Chide him hither.
My lord.
This part of his conjoins with my disease, and helps to end me. See, sons, what things you are. How quickly nature falls into revolt when gold becomes her object. For this the foolish, over-careful fathers have broke their sleep with thoughts, their brains with care, their bones with industry. For this they have engrossed and piled up the cankered heaps of strange achieved gold, when, like the bee, culling from every flower the virtuous sweets, our thighs packed with wax, our mouths with honey, we bring it to the hive, and like the bees, are murdered for our pains.
My noble lord.
Now, where is he that will not stay so long till his friend's sickness hath determined me?
My lord, I found the prince in the next room, washing with kindly tears his gentle cheeks, with such a deep demeanor in great sorrow, that tyranny, which never quaffed but blood, would by beholding him have washed his knife with gentle eye drops. He is coming hither.
But wherefore did he take away the crown? Lo, where he comes. Come hither to me, Harry. Depart the chamber. Leave us here alone.
My lord.
I never thought to hear thee speak again.
Thy wish was father, Harry, to that thought. I stay too long by thee, I weary thee. Dost thou so hunger for mine empty chair that thou wilt needs invest thee with my honours before thy hour be ripe? What, canst thou not forbear me half an hour? Then get thee gone, and dig my grave thyself, and bid the merry bells ring to thine ear that thou art crowned, not that I am dead. Let all the tears that should bedew my hearse be drops of balm to sanctify thy head. Only compound me with forgotten dust. Give that which gave thee life unto the worms. Pluck down my officers, break my decrees. For now our time is come to mock at form. Harry the Fifth is crowned. Up vanity, down royal state. All you sage councillors, hence, until the English court assemble now from every region apes of idleness.
Oh, pardon me, my liege. But for my tears, the moist impediments unto my speech, I had forestalled this dear and deep rebuke ere you with grief had spoke, and I had heard the course of it so far. There is your crown, and he that wears the crown immortally, long guarded yours. Coming to look on you, thinking you dead, and dead almost, my liege, to think you were, I spake unto this crown as having sense, and thus upbraided it. The care on thee depending hath fed upon the body of my father. Therefore, thou best of gold art worst of gold. Other, less fine in carat, is more precious, preserving life and medicine potable. But thou, most fine, most honoured, most renowned, hast ate thy bearer up. Thus, my most royal liege, accusing it, I put it on my head, to try with it as with an enemy that had before my face murdered my father, the quarrel of a true inheritor. But if it did infect my blood with joy, or swell my thoughts to any strain of pride, if any rebel or vain spirit of mine did with the least affection of a welcome give entertainment to the might of it, let God forever keep it from my head, and make me as the poorest vassal is that doth with awe and terror kneel to it.
Oh, my son, God put it in thy mind to take it hence, that thou mightst win the more thy father's love, pleading so wisely in excuse of it. Come hither, Harry. Sit thou by my bed, and hear, I think, the very latest counsel that ever I shall breathe. God knows, my son, by what bypaths and indirect crooked ways I met this crown, and I myself know well how troublesome it sat upon my head. To thee it shall descend with better quiet, better opinion, better confirmation. For what in me was purchased falls upon thee in a more fairer sort. So, thou the garland wearest successively. Yet, though thou standst more sure than I could do, thou art not firm enough, since griefs are green, and all my friends, which thou must make thy friends, have but their stings and teeth newly ta'en out, by whose fell working I was first advanced, and by whose power I well might lodge a fear to be again displaced, which to avoid, I cut them off. Therefore, my Harry, be it thy course to busy giddy minds with foreign quarrels, that action, hence borne out, may waste the memory of the former days. More would I, but my lungs are wasted so that strength of speech is utterly denied me. How I came by the crown, O God, forgive, and grant it may with thee in true peace live.
My gracious liege, you won it, wore it, kept it, gave it me. Then plain and right must my possession be, which I with more than with a common pain gainst all the world will rightfully maintain.
Look, here comes my John of Lancaster.
Health, peace, and happiness to my royal father.
Thou bringst me happiness and peace, son John. But health, alack, with youthful wings is flown from this bare, withered trunk. Upon thy sight, my worldly business makes a period. Where is my Lord of Warwick?
My Lord of Warwick?
My noble lord.
Doth any name particular belong unto the lodging where I first did swoon?
It is called Jerusalem, my noble lord.
Lord be to God. Even there my life must end. It hath been prophesied to me many years I should not die but in Jerusalem, which vainly I supposed the Holy Land. But bear me to that chamber. There I'll lie. In that Jerusalem shall Harry die.
Where are you, Sir John? Now, come, off with your boots. Give me a hand, Master Barlow.
Oh, I'm glad to see you, Worship.
I thank thee with all my heart, kind Master Barlow. Come, Sir John.
I'll follow you, good Master Robert Shallow. Bardolph, look to our horses.
Sir.
If I were soared into quantities, I should make 4 dozen of such bearded hermit staves as Master Shallow. It is a wonderful thing to see the semblable coherence of his men's spirits and his. They, by observing of him, do bear themselves like foolish justices. He, by conversing with them, is turned into a justice-like serving man. It is certain that either wise bearing or ignorant carriage is caught, as men take diseases one of another. Therefore, let men take heed of their company.
Sir John!
I come, Master Shallow. I come, Master Shallow.
Here comes the prince.
The good morrow, and God save your majesty.
This new and gorgeous garment, Majesty, sits not so easy on me as you think. Brothers, you mix your sadness with some fear. This is the English, not the Turkish court. Not Amurath and Amurath succeeds, but Harry. Yet be sad, good brothers. For by my faith it very well becomes you. Sorrow so royally in you appears that I will deeply put the fashion on and wear it in my heart. Why then be sad? But entertain no more of it, good brothers, than a joint burden laid upon us all. For me, by heaven, I bid you be assured, I'll be your father and your brother too. Let me but bear your love, I'll bear your cares. Yet weep that Harry's dead, and so will I. But Harry lives that shall convert those tears by number into hours of happiness.
We hope no other from your majesty.
Your majesty.
You all look strangely on me. And you most. You are, I think, assured I love you not.
I am assured, if I be measured rightly, your majesty hath no just cause to hate me.
No. How might a prince of my great hopes forget so great indignities you laid upon me? What, rate, rebuke, and roughly sent to prison the immediate heir of England? Was this easy? May this be washed in Lethe and forgotten?
I then did use the person of your father. The image of his power lay then in me. And in the administration of his law, whilst I was busy for the commonwealth, your highness pleased it to forget my place, the majesty and power of law and justice, the image of the king whom I presented, and struck me in my very seat of judgment. Whereon, as an offender to your father, I gave bold way to my authority and did commit you. Now, if the deed were ill, be you contented, wearing now the garland, to have a son,
set your decrees at naught, to pluck down justice from your awful bench, to trip the course of law and blunt the sword that guards the peace and safety of your person, nay more, to spurn at your most royal image and mock your workings in a second body. Now, question your royal thoughts. Make the case yours. Be now the father, and propose a son. Hear your own dignity so much profaned. See your most dreadful laws so loosely slighted. Behold yourself so by a son disdained. And then imagine me taking your part, and in your power soft silencing your son. After this cold considerance, sentence me. And as you are a king, speak in your state what I have done that misbecame my place, my person, or my liege's sovereignty.
You are right, Justice, and you weigh this well. Therefore still bear the balance and the sword. And I do wish your honors may increase till you do live to see a son of mine offend you and obey you as I did. There is my hand. You shall be as a father to my youth. My voice shall sound as you do prompt mine ear, and I will stoop and humble my intents to your well-practiced, wise directions. And princes all, believe me, I beseech you, my father is gone wild into his grave, for in his tomb lie my affections, and with his spirit sadly I survive to mock the expectation of the world, to frustrate prophecies and to raise out rotten opinion, who hath writ me down after my seeming. The tide of blood in me hath proudly flowed in vanity till now. Now doth it turn and ebb back to the sea, where it shall mingle with the state of floods and flow henceforth in formal majesty. Now call we our High Court of Parliament, and let us choose such limbs of noble counsel that the great body of our state may go in equal rank with the best governed nation, that war or peace or both at once may be as things acquainted and familiar to us, in which you, Father, shall have foremost hand. Our coronation done, we will ascite, as I before remembered, all our state, and, God consigning to my good intents, no prince nor peer shall have just cause to say, God shorten Harry's happy life one day.
Nay, you shall see my orchard, where in an arbor we will eat a last year's pippin of my own grafting, with a dish of caraways and so forth. Come, cousin, silence, and then to bed.
For God, you have here a goodly dwelling, and a rich.
Baron, beggars all, Sir John. Marry, good air. Spread, Davy, spread, Davy. Well said, Davy.
This Davy serves you for good uses. He's your serving man and your husband.
Good varlets, very good varlets, Sir John. Oh, by the mass, I've drunk too much sack at supper. Good varlet. Now, sit down. Come, cousin.
Sirrah, quoth he, we shall do nothing but eat and make good cheer. And praise God for the merry year, when flesh is cheap and females dear, and lusty lads roam here and there, so merrily, and ever among so merrily.
There's a merry heart, Master. Silence, I'll give you a health for that anon.
Give Master Bardolph some wine, Davy.
Sweet sir, sit. I'll be with you anon. Oh, sweet sir, sit. What you want in meat we'll have in drink, but you must bear. The heart's all.
Be merry, Master Bardolph.
Be merry, my wife. As all. For women are shrews, both short and tall. 'Tis merry in all when beards waggle, and welcome merry Shrove tried. Be merry, be merry.
I did not think Master Silence had been a man of this metal.
Why? Fill the cup and let it come. I'll pledge you a mile to the bottom.
I'm pleased, your worship. There's one pistol come from the court with news.
From the court? How now, pistol?
Sir John, God save you.
What wind blew you here, pistol?
Not the ill wind which blows no man to good. Sweet knight, thou art now one of the greatest men in this realm.
My lady, I think of me. But Goodman Puff of Barson.
Puff? Puff in thy teeth, most recreant coward base. Sir John, I am thy pistol and thy friend, and helter-skelter have I rode to thee, and tidings do I bring, and lucky joys, and golden times, and happy news of price.
I pray thee now, deliver them like a man of this world.
A footer for the world and worldlings base. I speak of Africa, and golden joys.
O base Assyrian knight, what is thy news? Let King Cophetua know the truth thereof.
And Robin Hood, Scarlet, and John.
Shall dunghill curs confront the helicons, and shall good news be baffled? Then, pistol, lay thy head in furious lap.
Honest gentleman, I know not your breeding.
Why then, lament therefore.
Give me a pardon, sir. If, sir, you come with news from the court, I take it there's but two ways, either to utter them or to conceal them. I am, sir, under the king in some authority.
Under which king, Bessonian? Speak or die.
Under King Harry.
Harry the Fourth or Fifth?
Harry the Fourth.
A footer for thine office. Sir John, thy tender lambkin now is king. Harry the Fifth's the man. I speak the truth. When pistol lies, do this and fig me like the bragging Spaniard.
What? Is the old king dead?
As nail in door. The things I speak are just...
Saddle my horse! Master Robert Shadow, choose what of as thou wilt in the land. 'Tis thine. Pistol, I will double charge thee with dividends.
Oh, joyful day! I would not take a knighthood for my fortune.
What? I do bring good news.
Carry Master Silence to bed. Master Shadow, my Lord Shadow, be what thou wilt, I am Fortune's steward. Get on thy boots, we'll ride all night. Oh, sweet pistol, away, Bardo! Come, pistol, utter more to me, and withal devise something to do thyself good. Boot, Master Shadow, I know the young king is sick for me. Let us take any man's horses. The laws of England are at my commandment. Blessed are they that have been my friends. And woe to my Lord Chief Justice.
Lick vultures vile, seize on his lungs also. Where is the life that late I led, say they? Why, here it is, welcome these pleasant days.
Stand here by me, Master Robert Shadow. I will make the king do you grace. I will leer upon him as he comes by, and do but mark the countenance that he will give me.
God bless thy lungs, good knight.
Come here, pistol. Stand behind me. Oh, if I had had time to have made new liveries, I would have bestowed the £1,000 I borrowed of you. But 'tis no matter. This poor show doth better. This doth infer the zeal I had to see him.
It doth so.
It shows my earnestness of affection.
It doth so.
My devotion.
It doth.
As it were to ride day and night, and not to deliberate, not to remember, not to have patience to shift me.
It is best certain.
But to stand stained with travel, and sweating with desire to see him, thinking of nothing else, putting all affairs else in oblivion, as if there were nothing else to be done but to see him.
'Tis semper idem for obsque hoc nihil est.
It is so indeed.
My knight, I will inflame thy noble liver and make thee rage. Thy dull and Helen of thy noble thoughts is in base durance and contagious prison. What? Hail thither by most mechanical and dirty hand. Rouse up revenge from ebon den with fellow lictor snake, for dull is in. Pistol speaks naught but truth.
I will deliver her.
There roared the sea and trumpet clamours out.
my grace. King Hal, my royal Hal.
The heavens thee guard and keep, most royal imp of fame.
God save thee, my sweet boy.
My Lord Chief Justice, speak to that vain man.
Have you your wits? Know you what 'tis you speak?
My king, my Jove, I speak to thee, my heart.
I know thee not, old man. Full to thy prayers. How ill white hairs become a fool and jester. I have long dreamt of such a kind of man, so surfeit swelled, so old and so profane. But being awaked, I do despise my dream. Make less thy body hence, and more thy grace. Leave gormandizing. No, the grave doth gape for thee thrice wider than for other men. Reply not to me with a fool-born jest. Presume not that I am the thing I was. For God doth know, so shall the world perceive, that I have turned away my former self. So will I those that kept me company. When thou dost hear I am as I have been, approach me, and thou shalt be as thou wast, the tutor and the feeder of my riots. Till then, I banish thee on pain of death, as I have done the rest of my misleaders, not to come near a person by 10 mile. For competence of life, I will allow you. That lack of means enforce you not to evil. And as we hear you do reform yourselves, we will, according to your strengths and qualities, give you advancement. Be it your charge, my lord, to see performed the tenor of our word. Set on.
Master Shallow, I owe you £1,000.
Yea, marry, Sir John, which I beseech you to let me have home with me.
That can hardly be, Master Shallow. Do not you grieve at this. I shall be sent for in private to him. Look you, he must seem thus to the world. Fear not your advancements. I will be the man yet that shall make you great.
I cannot well perceive how, unless you should give me your doublet and stuff me out with straw. I beseech you, good Sir John, let me have 500 of my 1,000.
Sir, I will be as good as my word. This that you heard was but a colour.
A colour that I fear you will die in, Sir John.
Fear no colours. Go with me to dinner. Come, Lieutenant Pistol. Come, Bardolph. I shall be sent for soon. At night.
Go, carry Sir John Falstaff to the fleet. Take all his company along.
My lord, my lord!
I cannot now speak. I will hear you soon. Take them away.
Si fortune me tormenta, spero contenta.
I like this fair proceeding of the king's. He hath intent his wonted followers shall all be very well provided for, but all are banished till their conversations appear more wise and modest to the world.
And so they are?
The king hath called his parliament, my lord.
He hath?
I will lay odds that ere this year expire, we bear our civil swords and native fire as far as France. I heard a bird so sing, whose music, to my thinking, pleased the king. Come, will you hence?
Henry IV Part 2 by William Shakespeare starred Julian Glover as King Henry IV, Jamie Glover as Henry, Prince of Wales, Prunella Scales as Mistress Quickly, and Timothy West as Sir John Falstaff. Justice Robert Shallow was played by Richard Briers, Justice Silence by Timothy Bateson, Prince John of Lancaster by Tom Ward, the Lord Chief Justice by John Moffat, and Lady Percy and Doll Tearsheet by Lucy Briers. Poins was Roger May, Bardolph, Chris Pavlo, Peto, Ben Crow, Pistol, Michael Cochrane, Clarence, Harry Myers, Mowbray, Giles Fagan, the Earl of Westmoreland, John Rowe, the Earl of Warwick, Edward de Souza, the Archbishop of York, Brett Usher, and the Page, Christopher House. Music was specially composed by Matthew Scott. Technical presentation was by Graham Harper. Henry IV Part 2 was adapted and directed by Gordon House.